Good evening, Matador family, and thank you all for carving time out of your very busy schedules to be with me this evening as I share just some important updates and back to school information with you all. It seems like this platform is probably the best way to keep our community informed, particularly with all things COVID related. I do want to take time to thank all of our staff, students, parents for making it such a smooth start to the school year. It looks like our kids are already used to their new schedules, and our car lines are moving a lot smoother. Our bus routes are also moving along a lot smoother, as well as our lunch line. So it seems like our students are in the groove, and we are just excited to have the opportunity to have them here with us in our buildings, because we do know that last year we were presented with a lot of challenges as we were starting the school year with about 50 to 60% of our students learning remotely. The agenda for today is going to be a quick recap of the first week of school, current COVID numbers and trends within our school district. We're going to talk a little bit about COVID safety, and I'll share a reminder about the PEBT deadline that has been extended. We'll briefly talk about the intercession that is coming up here within just weeks. Current COVID numbers and trends in Seguin ISD. We are continuing to have weekly conversations with our county officials as well as GRMC medical professionals every Wednesday morning at 7:30 a.m., where we have the opportunity to really learn about the community trends that we are seeing here in Seguin and the surrounding areas. The COVID numbers are continuing to increase. We keep hoping that things will at least start to flatline so that they can then trend downward, but we are still seeing those numbers increase. In the hospital, of all of the patients who are hospitalized with COVID, approximately 90% of those are individuals who have not been vaccinated. And the number of hospital patients continues to hover around in the 40s. Our Seguin ISD numbers since the first day of school, we currently have had 55 known positive school cases out of currently our enrollment, which is down a little due to COVID, at almost 6,900. That is a 0.8% of our student population has had COVID since August the 16th. Of our 1,100 employees in Seguin ISD, we have had 7 known positive staff cases, which equates to about a 0.6%. So we're in a place where we are concerned, but we are not alarmed. We're concerned because since that first day of school, our COVID cases are increasing a little each day. I want to encourage you and remind you to look on the Seguin ISD website, where you can look at those COVID numbers that are updated every single day. Usually in the evening, you'll have the latest COVID numbers that we are seeing across the school district. As far as COVID safety, we are continuing to recommend that our students and staff wear masks, but they are optional. And I do want to remind our parents that we do make those masks available on every campus. If your child forgets their mask, or if they need a new mask during the school day, your campus will have those masks available for them as well. We are also encouraging those who are eligible to consider the vaccine. One of the things that we have noticed with staff compared to last school year is that we are seeing fewer needing to go into quarantine as we had at this time last year because of the availability of the vaccines. Now, remember, if you are 12 or older, you are eligible for the vaccine. And so we do want to encourage our parents to consider that option for their children so that they do not miss school. We firmly believe that the best place for our students is in our buildings where they are learning directly from their teachers and alongside their peers. We are continuing with the practices that we had in place last year, encouraging the frequent hand washing, utilizing the refillable water stations, not utilizing water fountains unless you are refilling a water bottle, and of course, encouraging masks, having hand sanitizer available throughout our facilities and in classrooms. We are currently also just temporarily until trends improve, not allowing visitors on campuses. It is our hope that once we get past this surge that we will once again be able to have parent volunteers in our buildings and parents and grandparents going in to have lunch with their children. We are going to continue to communicate, and some of you have already received communication whenever there is a COVID case in your child's classroom. So depending on each individual situation, the campus will decide whether they're going to communicate with that particular class, with that grade level, or the entire campus if the individual was exposed to numerous people. And I know that several of you have already began receiving that communication as I have as well. So we're going to continue to keep you all informed so that you as parents can make the determination if you want to allow the school district to provide the COVID testing for you, as well as consider whether or not to quarantine. Remember, we do have that testing available for those who are in close contact. So in a first grade classroom, little Johnny tests positive. He's been in close contact with his peers, obviously, working in small groups, being in close quarters with that class all day. The great thing is we're all self-contained, so it's easy to contact trace. Parents have the option to allow the school district. Please know we will not test any students without parent authorization. One of the other things that I wanted to touch on, and I was hoping I wouldn't have to, last year I talked about giving grace to one another as we were going through just some difficult times. And I'm just proud to say that last year the community came together in such a big way to ensure that we could focus on the things that we needed to focus on, which is teaching and learning. And I was just amazed at how well we did for the entirety of the last school year. Just grace was given to one another every single day. We were patient, we were flexible, and it just really made a difference in our experience in being educated in Seguin ISD, while so many other school districts were experiencing significant challenges. Seguin ISD was not, and I will forever be thankful for that experience in 2020, 2021 school year. I'm sorry. However, I believe that feelings have just become even stronger when it comes to particularly with masks. I can tell you I received numerous emails from parents asking us to defy the governor to ensure safety of students. And then I receive emails from parents talking about how we should not defy the governor and providing research as to why masks don't work. What I am asking our parents, our students, and our staff to do is just simply respect the decisions of others. And let's please, when you have a concern about masks and about safety, our teachers have so much on their plate. Let's take that concern to the campus administration or to central administration here in the administrative building. Our teachers are doing the best that they can to educate kids. They've got so much work to do as far as COVID recovery, addressing COVID slide. let's please not bring mask concerns and safety protocol concerns to our teachers. I want to make sure that our teachers have a wonderful experience this school year and have the ability to focus on what they love to do, and that is teach our students, and they make every best effort to keep them safe. And so parents, I just ask that we please be patient during these very challenging times, and especially when the trends just aren't looking good in our community and they continue to increase in Seguin ISD. I just ask respectfully that take those concerns to your campus administration or to central administration. In talking about COVID safety, we continue to encourage vaccinations for staff, for our students. There is going to be a clinic on September the 4th on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church. It's going to be the Pfizer first and second dose for those of you who attended that prior clinic. There are also other shot clinics that are going to be available on August the 28th at St. Joseph Church in San Marcos from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then again on September 1, the Guadalupe County Services Center in Schertz is going to have a COVID vaccination clinic, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then, of course, on September the 4th, there is going to be that vaccination clinic. As I said, we do receive a lot of questions and concerns surrounding masks. And as I shared, we are concerned about the trends we are seeing in Seguin ISD. We are not alarmed at this point based on the number of cases that we have right now. And of course, that can change. You've heard of districts that go from one day having dozens to hundreds the next day. And so things evolve quickly. And what I do want to take an opportunity to do, while I have almost 200 folks on here, many of which are parents, is I'd like to take an opportunity to ask you live, take a poll to gauge how you are feeling about where we are in relation to mask. I really want to get the sense of how you are feeling right now. And do you feel that under current circumstances where masks are optional, that you feel safe? You think your students are safe? Or staff, if you're on here, you feel safe? And we'll ask staff a separate questionnaire beginning tomorrow. So I'd like to take a poll to really gauge how you all are feeling. And like I said, we're receiving communication every day from parents and from community members, and again, that applaud us staying with mask optional, and then those that would like us to defy the governor. But I'd like to really get a sense of how people are feeling. And this is going to be the first time that we utilize a survey on Zoom live. So I ask that you just bear with us for a second, because I'd like to have this opportunity to get your feedback. That first question is, do you believe masks should be mandated on a temporary basis district-wide? And that response is just a yes or no. We can give you a few more seconds to complete this question. Do you believe masks should be mandated on a temporary basis district-wide? Okay, out of our total participants, we have about 72% of you all believe that masks should be mandated on a temporary basis district-wide. So we had about 89 of you that believe that they should be mandated, and about 28% of you all, 35%, do not believe that they should be mandated. So I really wanted to give you all an opportunity to get a sense of how we all are feeling regarding masks. We're going to go on to question number 2. Do you believe masks should be mandated on a temporary basis on a campus by campus basis? And so I want to clarify. So do you believe, number 1 was district-wide mandated. This question is, do you believe the district should have the flexibility to mandate based on need, depending on each individual campus or facility site in Seguin ISD? And the response is either going to be yes or no. Again, do you believe in a mandate on a temporary basis based on campus by campus versus that first question, district-wide? We're going to give you about 20 seconds or so more to complete this question. And then we'll again have an opportunity to really see how people are feeling. And for the staff who are on here, you're going to have an opportunity to participate in a survey just for staff over the next couple of days. Okay, so this one is almost split. About half of you believe that masks should be mandated on a case by case or campus by campus basis, and about half of you do not believe that it should be mandated on a campus by campus basis. And the purpose of this opportunity to conduct this live poll is for not only us to get a sense of where people are, but to give you all a sense of how people are feeling. You all are sending your kids to us, and you all expect and demand that we ensure that we keep your students safe. And so I felt very strongly about taking this opportunity to really get some live and real feedback from you all this evening. So thank you all for your willingness to participate. I really do appreciate your honesty. Okay, moving on to the next item. Just want to give a reminder on the PEBT deadlines. I want to remind you all that deadline has been extended. Please know that all students enrolled in all of our schools have the opportunity to qualify for that summer PEBT. That application deadline is September the 13th. It can be a little bit complicating to complete, but please do not hesitate to contact our child nutrition department at 830-401-8636. Again, if your household experienced a reduction in income after June 30th, 2021, or did not complete a household application in 2021, now's the time to complete the household school meal application to determine your eligibility. But if you attended Seguin ISD schools last year, you are automatically eligible. Please contact Child Nutrition should you have any questions. With intercession just weeks away, I wanted to give our parents a brief overview of what is to come. Intercessions are brief breaks throughout the school year for students in need of a little bit of extra academic support. Each campus is going to have the opportunity to develop their own intercession offerings. It's going to look different campus by campus, which must include intervention and should include options for enrichment and learning acceleration. The areas of focus are going to be reading and math. Our students are going to be served breakfast and lunch for free at no cost, and we are going to provide transportation as well. So that first intercession is coming up on September the 29th, September 30th, and October 1st. The hours are going to be as follows: for elementary, 8 o'clock to 3:30, middle school, 8:10 to 3:40, and high school, 8:10 to 3:40. Students are going to receive special invitations. So parents, you will be provided a heads up as soon as possible to know whether or not we're requesting that your child attend intercession. Campuses are going to be analyzing data to determine student session invitations. So what we're looking at is real data to be able to tell us which students need support. It wouldn't make sense to identify students now. We're trying to wait to as close to that day, but as early as possible to determine which students need the most support. And we're estimating anywhere from 20 to 25% of each campus who will be participating in our intercession opportunities. For elementary, we're going to be looking at their reading levels on their ISIP assessment. Many of you are very familiar with iStation. And we're also going to be looking at their 2021 STAR reading and math. As far as our secondary students, we're going to look at students who failed an EOC, our STAR reading and math, and students who are failing 3 or more core classes. So it's not going to be every student that will be asked to attend intercession. We are looking at students who just need that additional support in maybe a smaller group atmosphere. So just an example schedule, I'm not going to go through this in detail, but our elementary students are still going to have their link breaks. We really believe that they're really going to need to have those mental breaks. So there will be 4 recesses. There's going to be blocks of time for instruction, just as there will be at the secondary school. It's going to be pretty much the entire school day where students are going to be engaging in fun activities, engaging activities that are going to support the standards that they need additional help on. So we want to make sure that it's not just going to be an opportunity for kids to just come in, sit and get learning, doing worksheets. We want to make it fun and relevant and rigorous for all of our students. So I am really thankful that you all took time to participate in our town hall. I do have just a few minutes to be able to answer some live questions, and I did see some come in. One of the questions is that kid goes to Kennedy. I feel that a parent, I have no idea what is going on at that campus. We should know the numbers of each school. Please know that you can contact the school at any time to ask what their current cases are. We're still trying to contemplate whether or not we are going to list the individual cases or not. For kids that don't need extra support during intercession, will they attend normal school or no school? Students who do not need the additional intercession do not attend school during those 3 days. And I know of families who are already planning things to do during that time, but if your student is not invited to intercession, then no, they will not be attending school. One of the questions, what action will be taken about district-wide mask mandates based on the poll? This is simply to gauge how people are feeling. Right now, we do not have the numbers, positive cases to say we are very concerned. We need to take some type of action to consider a mask mandate. What I wanted to hear, what my team wanted to hear, is what is the level of anxiety right now with our parents? As I said, 0.6 to 0.8% of our staff and students are currently COVID positive. So that number is very, very low. So right now we are not taking any action, but things could change. This is a quick evolving virus. We all know that. You could go from just 50 something cases as we do today to 300 tomorrow. So we really can't predict what the future holds. But what I wanted to really get a sense of is to just understand how you all are feeling. One of the other questions is just a concern that the positive cases have increased in Seguin ISD. I can understand why one would feel alarmed that you start day one with 4 to now having over 50. Yes, that is a significant increase when you look at the overall percentage, but when you look at the overall percentage of students and staff, over 8,100 people, we're still at about 0.7 individuals. I really appreciate you all taking the time to attend the virtual town hall. As things continue to progress, we will continue to provide you with updates on our website, via social media, and in town halls. Thank you all so much. Have a great evening.